Hello again, folks. My name is Gibson Giroud, and I'm here in part two of my attempt to prove that Mamadee Diakite was very wrong in his professional uh, discharge of his duty when it comes to the manner and way he describes the senator-elect of Musarata County, Mr. George Manawia. Now, today's edition, I'm going to be talking about some of the fundamental missteps that he committed so that you have a clear idea of where I'm coming from. But first of all, I want to state very clearly that I am in no way trying to defend George Weah or in any way trying to shield Mr. Weah against any critics. As a matter of fact, we all are aware that once you become a politician, you are under the microscope. And that microscope is not limited to one person. It can be anybody who has political issues, who have dissension with your action and everything that you do. For me to say that Mr. Diakite was wrong to criticize Mr. Weah will not be the right thing for me to say. What I am saying is that Mr. Diakite has the prerogative to perform his duty with respect and honor for people he wants to interview, for people he talks about. For instance, let me bring you to basics. Let's look at the way he described Mr. Weah. Here is a person he is trying to interview, a man he wants to get information from, the man he wants him to march to his studio, sit before him, and talk to the people of Liberia and face questions and answer questions from Mr. Diakite. He calls this man inept. Before you can even describe somebody as inept, you must ask yourself a question. Has this person achieved anything in their life at all? Of course, if you ask thousands of Liberians, they will answer yes to Mr. Weah. He is not inept. He has achieved a lot in his lifetime that Mamadee will ever probably do in his lifetime. On the line of Mr. Weah's sports performance, he has achieved the highest in the world that no other soccer star has ever reached. And this is an open secret. So this man is not inept in his field of athleticism. But let's come to the political scene. There is or has been no political opposition party that has been able to maintain the popularity, that have been able to maintain the large following in Liberia than Mr. Weah's party has been. And all this is because of him. He is the icon of the Congress for Democratic Change. This party for the last 10 years has stood very firm, has remained the #1 political party in opposition politics in our country. No other political party has reached that level of consistency. So Mr. Weah cannot be inept. And when I look at the way Mamadee is describing the gentleman as inept, I see that he's very wrong. How can someone be inept and this person holds more than half of your population that adore him, that follow him, that do what he says? If Mr. Weah stands on Broad Street today and say, I want sedition to come here and join me and make this Broad Street impossible, in the next 1 hour it's going to happen. This is the man that Mr. Diakite is describing as inept. Look at Mr. Weah, a man who has serious trouble going to school, surviving by himself, playing soccer. This man has traveled so wide and far. It's also difficult for him. He had to pursue education, and today we can say he has a master's degree. Now it's debatable whether you accept that he has a master's degree. Is your business. Whether I accept that he doesn't have a master's degree is my business. The point of the matter is, if Mr. Weah walks to any firm entity right now and show his master's degree, they are going to give him credence, and they're going to contact the university that he went to, and they will confirm that yes, we issue him this degree. Is this the person you call inept? That's not ineptitude. We know a lot of people who are inept. And these people have never been productive. People who have not been productive, people who cannot show anything for what they stand for, they are inept. And that's where I said Mamadee was wrong in his description. Let's go to stage two. Uh, if you have listened to Mamadee, he's claimed that a lot of seditions have texted him, some have called him and threatened his life. Some say they will beat him, some say they will kill him. Come on, Mamadee. How could you stoop so low to behave like a man who is crying wolf when there's no wolf around? Look, sedition have nothing to talk about when it comes to you and Mr. Weir. As a matter of fact, you are making Mr. Weir more popular than he has ever been. Because when you raise issues about a man that you cannot prove, when you raise issue about a man and you are blatantly lying about, you make him more popular. So why would sedition kill you? To do what? To get what? You are not even the most fiercest or most critical journalist in Liberia. So why would they kill you? You just came to limelight recently when Mr. Musa Belete sorry for you and brought you on the True FM to work in the media and make impact of your life. You never been the most critical journalist in Liberia. When we were going to True FM those days, when we were talking about, when we were challenging powers, when we were talking and writing about Charles Taylor, about Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and every morning going to radio station, to Truth FM, to at 50 and 50 with T. Mazirate, you were nowhere around. You were not even a radio icon. So what makes you think that you are so big and bad that sedition will kill you? Look, listen to me. If you are coming to America, and because you are coming to America, you are looking for conduit to file political asylum, please, just do just that. I mean, because I don't really think that in your right mind you mean what you say. In fact, I learned recently that anybody can buy Lone Star SIM card and use it for maybe a week before they can discover that. How do we know that you didn't even buy 2-3 Lone Star cards that are so cheap, send text messages to yourself, and claim that people are threatening you? So this is debatable. I'm not saying that's what you did, but this is debatable. These are possibilities. So stop the scapegoating. Stop the crying wolf thing. Let's face the issue. I have challenged you on two ways. In the audio or verbal challenge, and I also challenge you on Facebook. I want to see how much you write. I want to see the level of language that you master. I want to see how you master the Queen's language. And let's go, let the people judge between you and me who is a better writer. And then I want to prove to the people that even though you criticize someone else for not being a good English speaker, for not being for being inept, I can also convince people that you are nothing. And I can put my head on chopping board. You are absolutely nothing. I'm provoking you. Take the challenge. Get mad. Get angry. And take the challenge. And come on Facebook. And let us exchange. And let me see where you stand on English language. That's what I want you to do. I want you to face me. I want you to make me ashamed. You said we will not disappoint you. I want you not to disappoint me. Come on the Facebook. Let's start from Facebook. Let's choose the timing for yourself. And I will show you that your language is not sophisticated, and I will show you how inept you are, and you are hiding under the canopy of the silver platter that Mr. Musa Belete gave you to improve yourself in communication. Let's go to the third step. It is so unfortunate that some people will listen to you and think you are a messiah for them. You are not a messiah. There are so many Liberians who are gullible. Unfortunately gullible. They believe just anybody. Once they don't like a person and one man comes out and stand and say, hey, this guy got a horn on his head, they all follow you because they are so gullible. These people cannot even defend their own ideas. These people have refused to learn from other people. They go to school and learn how to read, maybe their textbook and say science is, is anything, blah, blah, blah. And then they run with it and they are educated. They refuse to read other literatures. They refuse to learn, to travel, to see other people's lives. And you know, Mamadi, when it comes to experience, you know you don't match me. You know that because I travel most. I'm more experienced than you. I write better. As a matter of fact, someone who has written 2 books, there's no way, Mamadi, you can think you can come close to that person. I'm saying all these to take up the challenge. Make me ashamed. Make the people to know that I'm nothing. Take the challenge and come on the Facebook. And I will show you, Mamadee, that English is not your place and you have no right to challenge or disrespect anybody on the land of English. As a journalist, the last point I'm going to make, as a journalist and a talk show host, you were on a responsibility, you were on an obligation to hold people in high esteem with respect. You do not deviate from the ethics of journalism and go gutters and expect people to respect you. If you were just an ordinary talk show host who have never studied communication, I will have no problem with you. But you've been practicing journalism. And you know that journalists are not news makers. They are news writers and reporters. So if you are reporting news and you are writing news, you don't create controversy on yourself. You don't insult people and think they can go with you can go with impunity. See, recently, Mamadee, right in your studio, you invited Mr. Abraham Kroman, the Deputy Director for Operation at the National Police. The man sat in your studio for 1 hour insulting Mr. Weir as idiot. You did not see anything wrong with that. Well, his premise was Mr. Weir has had an outside engagement or function, and he spoke there that Mr. Kroman was quote unquote a rebel, and this is true, which is not a wrong thing that Mr. Weir said. Mr. Kroman, you and I know that I covered him many times with Ulimo. In fact, he was one of the most influential person in Ulimo, so he was a rebel. But now you brought Mr. Kroman in your studio instead of protecting the integrity of Weir that he was speaking to, who was not in your studio. You allowed this man for 1 hour to insult Weir on end. And you had no iota of responsibility. You did not show any iota of respect for the profession that you are in to tell Mr. Kroman, you do not come to my studio and insult people at will. The man has corrupted your studio. The man continue to bomb up people in your studio and present your studio as a hate machine for other people. And you sat there like you know nothing about what was going on. That's why I say you are not a journalist. You are developing your mind as a journalist, and you went so wrong that you could not have done anything to stop Mr. Kroman from behaving like a criminal in your studio. So here we are. I'm challenging you 2 ways, my friend. While we are waiting the radio arrangement for us to appear on radio, I'll be right here and I'll speak to the radio station in Liberia. If it costs me to spend $100 or $200 to put minutes in my phone just for 2 hours or 3 hours, I will do that. But while we are waiting for that, my friend, take up the challenge. Come on to Facebook and let's write. Let me see how much frequency you can write with and still compose yourself in language. I want to see how much words you can put in place. I want to look at your paragraphs, your sentencing, and your syntaxes. I want to see how much phrases you can turn into independent or dependent clauses. I want to look at your whole structure of language. And then the people will know that the man who is criticizing Mr. Weir is just as inept and even more than that. But I am promising you, my friend, if you don't take up the challenge, I will be on this for the next 1 month or 2 months, and I will embarrass you everywhere I see your post. Because I would look at every post, whether it has to do with the debate or not, I will turn it into a debate. And I will embarrass you at every post you make on Facebook. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gibson Jeru, and I'm happy that you are being able to listen to me. Part 3 comes out tomorrow.